Hey, Inside Fighting, it's Super Bowl weekend, which means we have you covered with our friends over at DraftKings. If you're a new customer, go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up using our promo code Inside Fighting. Bet $5 and you'll receive $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Again, that's for new customers who download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Sign up using our promo code Inside Fighting. Bet $5 and you'll receive $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. For new customers, only at DraftKings. The crown is yours.
James Lynch here for Inside Fighting. Happy to be joined by Francis Marshall, who's finally going to be back in action, taking on Eric Silva. UFC Fight Night, February 28th. It is right around the corner. Francis, how's it going, man?
Going good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It was good to see you last year. Of course, I got to we got to finally meet in person for Dakota Bush's fight for Cage Titans. So that was cool to get to see you there. And I know we were talking at that event that you were looking to get back soon, dealing with some injuries or whatever. But kind of just to let people know out there why we haven't seen you in a while. What's been keeping you out so long?
Yeah, so after my fight last March, I had like a little bit of a knee injury from that fight, a couple partial tears, so it wasn't anything like too bad. Took some time to recover that. Then I was booked for August. I was like ready to go, 7 weeks notice, like in camp. Second week of camp happened. I tore some cartilage in my rib, so I wasn't able to train even for like 6 weeks leading up to it would have been 6 weeks leading up to the fight. Wouldn't have been able to train, so I had to pull out of that. And then I was better. I was waiting for a fight from like the end of August until I got the call a couple weeks ago for this fight coming up. So it was kind of just like a waiting game, waiting for the UFC to give me something. And then when they did, I answered the call, ready to go.
Yeah, how frustrating was last year, not only for the fact that you weren't able to get back in there and fight, but you came off a pretty controversial loss. A lot of people felt like you won that fight, and I'm sure it's not like, other sports where like you play the next night or you can go back in there. Like you had to wait, more than a year to get back in there, and again, you're coming off a bit of controversy. How difficult was that? Is this point in your career so far, you'd say?
A little bit. I'd say between this and maybe that other year layoff I had from my back-to-back losses. But it's kind of just like the waiting game. Like you get booked for August, and then, I've never had to pull out of a fight. I've dealt with injuries before. Like I've fought hurt plenty of times, just like everyone else. But this one, I think the smartest decision was to kind of pull out without being able to train for 6 weeks leading up to that fight. It would have been, I don't think, the best decision, especially coming off a loss. Trying to get back in the win column and fight a tough guy like Bashi would have been probably not the best decision for me to go in there without really training. And then after that, it was just like, man, I'm just eager to get back in, get that loss off the record, get back in the win column. And, it's just wait. And then finally it happened and able to get back in there now.
Is there anything you're kind of looking to showcase or anything you feel like you've improved on a lot since we last saw you? Because obviously you're not sitting on the couch. You're at one of the best gyms in the world, an American Top Team, kind of working on everything. Anything in particular kind of stand out there?
I mean, I think I just got better all around. Like defensive got better. I think my striking, my stand-up has gotten way better. Like a lot of people saw from my fight with Bazooka in August to my fight in March with Myron, the levels I jumped from there. Now it's like a whole nother level. I feel like I jumped already from last March until this coming fight. So I'm just excited to show that off and show my improvements everywhere and, look to get a finish this fight and not let it go to the judges.
Eric Silva, let's talk about that 9-3 record. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I think it's a good matchup. I know he's a little bit older, tough guy. I think he's not going to be no easy fight. Everyone's tough at this level. I know he's coming off a little bit of a long layoff, but so am I. So I think it'll work out. I think he's going to come to fight, and it's going to be a good scrap.
Who are you mainly working with for this one?
Yeah, I've been training a lot with Dakota before I even got this call. We've been, just training partners together for a while. And then Movsar, I've been getting a lot of reps in with him.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Finally gets a fight book. Jeez, that had been taking forever. So I was going to say, like, we were talking about your layoff, but I feel even worse for him because I know a lot of that was also a little bit political. It wasn't even like he was injured, right?
Yeah, no, it's tough. I feel bad for him, but it's finally he's getting back in the fight and gonna get back in the win column. Hopefully a well-earned title shot after this fight for him. But those are just some of the guys I've been training with. And then like a bunch of, the room's full of killers. It's like anyone you go with any round is going to be a good go, tough go. There's no real easy rounds out.
Yeah. And upper comers too. Like, and then obviously you were like that at one point, but I know like you got like Christian Turner there. Like there's a lot of guys like kind of in the gym that we're going to be hearing about soon, whether it's Contender Series or getting that call. Who are some other guys maybe that we're not familiar with that come to mind when I say that? Not that I want to leave anyone out, but just any names come to mind.
Man, it's tough. There's so many. I know there's this kid, El Bruce right now. He's fighting LFA. I've grappled with him a little bit, but he's more of a kind of different than my opponent, but he's tough, super good wrestler. He's going to be fighting, I think, the day before, day after me. Obviously, you mentioned Christian Turner. I haven't been able to train with him as much now that he moved up to 170, but man, when he was 5, we used to train more, and he's a great partner. He's going to be something really good. I think that's going to be a lot of people should keep their eye on him. He's, making gains every day, every month. So he's probably one of the best guys I think that's coming up, and he's young too, 23, 24.
Yeah, no, well said. Just quickly back to Movsar, because we don't hear a lot from him, and obviously he was out for a while. Like, what's your theory as to why they didn't give him a fight last year? Because I didn't even hear the reason why he was out of the Pico fight, because I assumed like it was an injury or something, but like there was nothing that sort of came out. So what was your like theory? Is it just that the UFC is like worried about him fighting Volk, or like what do you make of that whole thing?
Yeah, I'm not sure how it goes. Maybe if he fought Pico and then beat Pico, they would have gave him a shot since Diego fought in September shortly after that fight was supposed to be scheduled, and then he got the shot again. But yeah, I'm assuming it was some type of injury. I don't know what happened with him exactly. But yeah, very, very weird that it's been almost a year.
It's more than a year, right? Because I think the last fight was was Sterling, right? Aljamain Sterling. Yeah.
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 But hopefully after this fight, they keep him a little bit more active and he doesn't have to wait another year plus, which I don't think he should. So he's always, when he's here, he's always training, always putting in the work, and he's, best in the world. I love training with him. Yeah.
And just sort of last thing on him, like, what's it like training with him? Not only from like the skill set side of things, like obviously you've talked about how talented it is. We see it as well. But what about like the person? Is he like a funny guy to be around? Like, what's it like being in the gym with him?
Yeah. Movsar is cool. I love being around him. Funny guy. You could talk to him normal. Obviously, great training partners. Like very exhausting going with him. The guy never gets tired. Super strong, super technical. Good on top, good on bottom. It's like, pain in the ass to deal with everywhere. But otherwise, like on a personality wise, he's funny, and I like chatting with him and hanging around with him.
Does he really not eat any sweets or anything? I heard that like he doesn't do that at all. He's like really strict on his diet.
He is like, he takes his shirt off. He's leaner than anyone. Like super shredded year round. Always looks in great shape. I don't think a piece of sugar has touched his mouth in however long.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's crazy. And on that note, who's going to be in your corner for this fight? Who will be making the trip with you?
Mike's coming, Mike Brown.
Nice.
My striking coach Anderson, I think, is going to come again. And then my buddy from back home, Matt Turnbull, that I used to train with, he's going to come out with me because I'm going out 2 weeks early to try to adjust to the acclimation. So come out with me and train for that week, and then we have fight week right after that. So hopefully that extra week helps out. Yeah,
and how much of a boost is it getting to fight in front of a crowd, right? Nothing against the Apex, but I mean, it's a much different experience.
Yeah, I'm super happy and grateful to be back in the arena, even though it's in Mexico. It's not super far. The flight's pretty much just almost the same as Vegas, and you get the arena again, which is awesome. I not hate the Apex, but if I have to choose, I'm definitely picking the arena.
Yeah, I mean, we hate the Apex. We'd rather see you guys have a crowd too. So I'll say it if you can, and I get it. Got to be a company man. Let's talk about how you see the fight playing out February 28th. What's your prediction? How do you see it going down?
I think come out, stay safe, super offensive, a lot of forward pressure. Try to work in some grappling exchanges, double leg, single leg. Work the jab, kind of back them up, try to get pressure on the fence, and then take down. Work some ground and pound, maybe submission, and hopefully be out of there in 1 or 2 rounds.
We talked about kind of the layoff coming into this one. What would like a good year look for you? Is it like 3 fights? Is it the right opponent? What's sort of the outlook beyond this, not looking past your fight, but I'm sure you're looking ahead for the rest of the year.
Yeah, this is like perfect scenario to get at least 3 fights in this year for me. I think fight February, no injuries, willingly, and, hopefully not. Then go again, whether it's late April, early May, or early June, the latest I'd like to. And then that gives me another 6 months to get one more in by the end of the year, whether that's September, October, November, December, or maybe 2 again before the end of the year. Depends how the body feels and what the matchmakers think.
Do you want to fight on the White House card? Some fighters do, some fighters don't. They'd rather fight in front of fans instead of politicians. Where do you stand on that?
I stand on that. I don't really care to fight in front of a bunch of politicians. I
Okay.
think just going to be. I feel like the energy won't be the same as going with like regular hardcore fans that are going to be there and know a lot more about the sport.
A lot going on in your division. Obviously, we just had Volk defend his title against Diego Lopes. What did you make of that performance? Pretty good game plan there from Volk, kind of sticking to what he did last time, which got him the win here as well.
Yeah, I think it was a phenomenal game plan. Just stayed outside, stayed safe, worked a lot of overhands, a lot of hooks. Being the shorter guy, had to kind of use that to get in. I know he got dropped. I think it was in the third round. Like when I saw I really thought he slipped, but then that replay showed he got dropped. So it's like Diego has the power. I think he dropped him in the first fight too. It's just he's got to, I think, find the chin a little bit more. Or Volk's not easy to fight. He moves a lot. It's hard to hit a guy who doesn't stay still.
Who should Volkanovski fight next? Some people are thinking, because, the Paramount era, they want exciting fights. Maybe John Silva with that win over Arnold Allen gets it, or should they wait for Movsar and Lerone Murphy? There's a couple options out there, I suppose, but what would you like to see Volk? Who would you like to see him fight next?
I think you got to wait for Movsar and Lerone. I think both guys are undefeated. This is definitely a number one contender fight. I think it should be. And that gives Volk plenty of time to recover and get a full training camp in, gives these guys plenty of time to recover, get a full training camp in since they didn't fight too far apart from each other. So I think that's just makes the most sense is winner of Murphy and Movsar gets the title shot.
You've got, if my math's correct here, I think 5 stoppage wins in your career. Any worries at all about performing? Because, it seems like in this Paramount era, they're kind of basing a lot of it off entertainment, right? You're seeing some of the matchmaking. They really want to make sort of more exciting fights, not necessarily going with the merit thing. Do you feel that pressure at all, or do you still treat it the same?
I still treat it the same. At the end of the day, whether I'm super exciting and lose or, not as exciting and win, I think winning is going to trump being exciting 9 times out of 10, unless you're a guy like Michael Chandler, who just always puts on kind of an exciting fight. He loses more than he wins, but big name, going to put on an exciting fight. People are going to watch. So I think winning is the most important. Being exciting is the second most important. But I've been lucky. I haven't really had a super boring fight except for, Gomez. That wasn't the best fight. But other than that, all my fights have been pretty well, not like crazy exciting, but pretty good fights for the most part.
There you go. And good interviews too, Francis. Always appreciate the time, my man. It is UFC Mexico City, February 28th. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
Just thanks to all my coaches, training partners on American Top Team, best team in the world. Train with the best every day. Got the best coaches. So just super happy for that and grateful for them. And it's going to be my best performance to date.